All right, welcome back everyone to another deep dive. This time, we're taking a trip back to ancient China.
Fascinating stuff.
It really is. We're going to be exploring the medical practices, the origins of them, from a guy named Kibo.
Okay.
And our main source material here is this text all about Kibo's contributions to medicine.
Right.
But get this, we're even going to be talking about, the legendary Yellow Emperor,
Oh, wow.
the Huangdi Neijing,
Yeah.
the Yellow Emperor's inner canon.
Yeah. I mean, Kipo's influence, it's still felt today, in traditional Chinese medicine.
It really is. So, who was this guy? Who was Kibo? Why is he such a big deal?
Well, he's considered one of the, the founders, right,
Right.
of traditional Chinese medicine.
Oh, wow.
We're talking way back, like when these practices were first being written down, like codified and passed down, He was key to shaping these early ideas about, like, health and healing.
So this text we have, this text about Kibo, what does it tell us about, where his medical approach came from?
So it really shows how multifaceted he was.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was not just one thing,
That's
you know? The text, it talks about him having these, like, really deep conversations. We're talking about philosophy, we're talking about practical stuff with the Yellow Emperor himself.
No.
And these conversations, they're recorded in the Huangdi Neijing,
Right.
which is, like, super important because, like, it lays out all these, like, fundamental concepts of Chinese medicine,
Yeah.
like the balance of yin and yang, the flow of qi, how the body's systems are all connected.
Right.
And it's not just theory, it's got, like, practical advice on diagnosis and treatment.
So it's like Kibo, by having these conversations, he kind of gave us, the basic language.
Right, the foundation.
Yeah, the foundation for understanding health and illness in, the context of traditional Chinese medicine.
Exactly. And it's, what's really cool is that he didn't just, like, talk about it. He was also a practicing physician. This wasn't just some ivory tower, thing. He applied these principles to real patients.
Wow.
So his experience, that informed his theories, and ultimately it influenced the practices of, like, all the physicians who came after him.
That's super interesting. So it's not just abstract ideas.
Right.
It's knowledge that came from actually doing it. about it.
Exactly. And by, like, combining theory and practice, that's how his legacy became, like, so strong.
Right.
His insights, they were documented so carefully and then passed down through all these generations, through all these medical texts. So his approach, it kept shaping Chinese medicine for centuries.
It's amazing, this chain of knowledge that just connects those ancient practices to what we have today.
Yeah, it's like an unbroken chain. And, he wasn't just, like, some lone genius out there.
Yeah.
He was part of a much bigger system of medical knowledge.
Okay.
And this system, it evolved, of course, but you can still hear the echoes of his foundational work.
That's so cool.
And it's this legacy that makes his story so compelling,
So, what does it all mean for us today? I mean, why are we still talking about this guy centuries later?
Well, I think it shows us, like, the power of ancient wisdom.
Okay.
These practices are based on such a deep understanding of the human body and its connection to nature. And they still have valuable lessons for modern healthcare.
I see.
Like, take preventive care, for example.
Right.
Or focusing on well-being as a whole.
Yeah.
These ideas are huge in today's health practices.
They really are.
So it really makes you think,
About.
about whether these ancient traditions, the ones Kibo helped shape, could hold, maybe some keys to improving our modern approaches to health and wellness.
It's a good question.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from the past.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Kibo and the origins of his medical practices.
It was a good one.
I think so. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the source material.
See ya.